Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's May the 20th, 2024. I'm Andrew Lacey. Would you believe that guy that's playing that flute, I sold a lot of houses in my life. I sold his house. He had a house down in Glen Springs, below Spartanburg. It was on about a 50-acre pond. And he had a room of gold records. And his name was Jimmy Eubanks. Now, watch this. Now that's Toy Caldwell. And he lived right across the street on Lacey Lane. That's my world. To meet presidents, to meet the greatest golfer, to meet NFL quarterbacks that was the player of the game for the national championship. Fran Tarkenton, Jack Nicklaus, Bob Barker, Jimmy Carter, President Reagan. I just get up and go forward every day. And I see something new. And today I meet you. Today I'm with you. Listen, today I want to get started with it. You're not going to appreciate this call because you do not look at business the same way I do. You have to know your numbers. I wrote a book, Know Your Numbers. How many people you're calling, how many people you're talking to, how many people you're leaving a message with, how many people you're following up with, how many people you're staying in touch with. Can you tell me that right now? What's your average number of dials? Well, I want to give you something to kind of open your eyes this morning. And some of you, your first call, being on this Zoom call. And I want to start with statistics. And these are not mine. These are sales statistics. What here says, it says 48% of people call somebody one time. 48% of people call someone one time. Does not work if you do that. 25, is that right? 25% of people make a second contact. Is that right? 25% of people only call somebody twice. 12%, is that right? 12% call somebody a third time. Now look at this bottom number. 10% of people make more than 3 contacts. So we're talking 9 out of 10 people are going to call somebody less than 3 times. Well, can I show you why what they're doing doesn't work? This is the biggie. Do I have it upside down? Do I have it right? 2% of sales are made on the first contact. So you contact 100 people, only 2 people at the most are going to do business with you. 3% are made on the second contact. 5% are made on the third contact. 10% are made on the fourth contact. And here's the biggie. 80% of all sales are made on the 5th to 12th contact. Well, we didn't need this because I've known this for 30 years. We don't have to have that. You know what I know? That I had to call somebody. It's kind of like a book that I wrote called The 7 Most Important Beliefs to Generate Business. Let's skip the first 3 or 4 chapters. But let's get to the chapter, there's more great prospects than I possibly can do business with. Everybody say that. There's more great prospects than I possibly can do business with. Let's say it one more time. There are more great prospects. Listen, when I sold real estate in the city I was in, we may have had 1 new piece of business a day. 1. Sometimes 0 new expires. Sometimes 1. Sometimes 2. And at the end of the month, we might have 10 or 15. Do you know that in Atlanta, in one day, some days there's 500 expireds in one day? Same thing in Washington. The same thing in California and every one of those large cities. But people go, oh, there's not enough prospects. See, actually, it's too many. Because if you only call them 1 time, you're not going to do business. You only call them 2 times, you're not going to do business. You only call them 3 times, you've got to call them. Call them back. What is it? Some will, some won't, so what next? Oh, that's the next chapter in my book. Oh, and then there's that chapter that says, quote, no today does not mean no tomorrow. Well, how did I know that? Because, see, I didn't call people 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. I called them until they let me come over. I called them till they listed with me, listed with somebody else, or died. It was simple. Just keep calling them back. But the problem with most people calling, they're trying to attack them. They're trying to grab them. They're trying to catch them. Wrong. Absolutely the wrong thing. Listen, prospects are like grandchildren. When the grandchildren is born, they don't have much to do with Papa. They have everything to do with Mama. And then they start having things to do with Mama and Daddy. And then they come over and visit, and they have everything to do with Nana because she's feeding him and changing him the diaper and doing all that. And I'm just kind of over here watching everything going on. This past weekend, my grandson James, he's a year old, and he and Rayleigh, who's a 3-year-old, my granddaughter, she's 3, and she was going home the other day, and Patty was taking her home. And she said, Nana, you're my best friend. And then my wife said, oh, Rayleigh, that is so sweet. Then she said, but Papa's my favorite. Are your clients, do they think you're their favorite? How did I become her favorite when she's got her mama and her daddy and Nana all doing more than me? Because there's a secret. I started with my grandson, who's 1 this weekend. Guys, this has to do with your sales and people you get to do business with you, so pay attention. My grandson, James, just started walking and came in the kitchen, and Patty was somewhere else in the house. And I said, James, come here. Come to Papa. And he ran off. That's like you're calling somebody and saying, hey, can I help you today? And they hang up on you. They ran off. It's okay. We're going to call them back. A little while later, he came in the kitchen again. He's wandering around. I said, James, come over here to Papa. And he ran off again. This them saying, no, we don't need your help. We can do it ourselves. And they hang up on you again. No problem. But you just keep talking to him. A little while later in the morning, he was sitting at the kitchen table here with me. And I reached over there and kind of tickled him a little bit. He laughed. What are you laughing about? So then I took his foot and I put it on me and I pushed his foot off. Don't you put your foot on Papa. So he put it right back. Oh, James, what did I tell you? Don't you put your foot on Papa. And now it's on for the next 30 minutes. And then I had a hand towel. And I take the hand towel and I put it out there and he'd grab it. And I said, let go of my towel. This is my towel. And he just laughed. And I did that for 30 minutes. But during that 30 minutes, I didn't look what was on the stove. I didn't look what was going on. I wasn't putting laundry in the laundry room. I wasn't making beds. I wasn't trying to get lunch together. I wasn't trying to get ready for work. I wasn't trying to see his mom and dad focus, but then they have all these other things going on. But Papa, 1 billion% engaged, focused, only thing in his world. And it captures him. He got ready to leave Saturday afternoon and I kissed Rayleigh goodbye. Papa, I don't want to leave. I said, you'll be back soon. You can come over anytime you want. So Patty was holding James and I said, James, come to Papa. He jumped in my arms. Now 12 hours earlier, I couldn't even get him to come to me. See, 12 days ago, you may have not gotten that person to give you an appointment. 12 days ago, you may have gone and seen that person. But when you went to see them, or when you were talking to them, were you 100% engaged in that moment? See, when you call someone, are you 100% present in the moment of, see, before I ever called anyone, thank you, grandkids, y'all can go now. See, what a great demonstration. I probably spend the least amount of time with my grandchildren compared to their mom and their dad and my wife, but the time I spend with them is the most engaging. There's never a moment I'm not engaged. What if you came to the office in the morning and you were truly engaged on calling people like that and being in the moment? You know, I did a big program for coaching people last week, and I said it's so important to know what you're going to say before they answer the phone. That's called a script. And it's so important to know what you're going to say when you leave a message. I just let a secret out. Sorry. You know, people quit leaving messages. And the people that I train are killing those people that don't leave messages because they got this thing called a robo-dialer that's calling 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 people at a time. And they hang up on 4 when one person answers. And it rings 3 times and they hang up. They never leave a message. I was in Atlanta last week and people were going, I love you, because people are saying, no one leaves us messages anymore. You know why? Because it's this new way of calling. This new way of doing business. It's not a new way. It's doing business has never changed. The internet didn't change it. Everybody changed because of the internet. Everybody changed because of this. But sales is a contact sport. The more people you contact, the more people you call, the more people you leave a message, the more people you go see, the more people you follow up with, the more business you're going to have. Everybody's doing it incorrectly now. It's a simple thing. You know, how can someone like myself become in the top 10 from a small city? Why? Because I learned how to talk to people. That's all it was. The most powerful tool that you have in your home is not your computer. It's not the internet. It's not your iPhone. It's your voice. Your voice has a power that can change your children, can change your spouse, can change everything by how you speak and talk to people. You know, when I came up with my first script, Can I Help You? That's still the script today. That I had a young lady last month that got 16 new listings in 1 month. That's not unusual. But see, she called somebody, she left messages, she followed up, and she went on appointments. And see, some of those listings, actually she took 20, but we took 4 lots and combined them as one, even though they're 4 separate lots. Instead of saying she had 16 new listings. When I met her, she had never taken 4 listings in a year. And she's in the same city with the same company. Did the people in that city get nicer, or did she get better at communicating? See, in a world today where there's less communication, the people that can communicate effectively, and I'm just finishing up a book called How to Communicate Effectively in an Uncommunicatable World. And it's communicating by how you look. You know, when you make a presentation to someone, are you looking away or are you looking at them? Are you focused or are you not? When you're talking to someone, do you want to get your point across better? Do you want, see, your voice is what makes someone feel. It's not your texting, it's your voice. It's your tonality, it's your sincerity, it's your joy, it's your happiness, it's your friendship, it's your kindness. People have that power. See, this power is ran by this power. But they rather ask this than think with this. They rather look for this than think, what can I say today to get these people to allow me to help them? It's that simple, guys. It's not rocket science. But there's everybody out here trying to use smoke and mirrors to fool you. They'll try to, look over here, look, instead of looking straight ahead and doing the things that's going to help you the most. You know, I've helped thousands and thousands of people to change their life. You know how they changed it? By what they got up, what they thought, what they said, and what they did. See, they had to think what they're going to do today. Not let somebody else think. Think, just, I want to find someone to help today. And I'm the best person to help someone today. What if you got up every morning and say, it's going to be a great day. Someone needs my help today, and I'm the best person to help someone today. Would you do that the rest of your life? It would change your life. I started that in 1991. I promise you, I have not had a bad day since June the 15th of 1991, because I made that decision. It's going to be a great day. I've lost family. I've lost my dad. I've had sickness. I've had many devastating things, but it didn't change my day. You know, when my boys were small, I said, boys, you have a choice every morning. It can be a good day or it can be a bad day. It's your choice. Everything else things are going to happen in life, but it's your choice. You know, I choose to get up and have a good day and find someone to help. And that has helped me to have one of the most successful careers in the world, by just getting up each day to look for someone to help. Can you read me one or two of those? Do you have any? Well, that's not what I was wanting. I was wanting things on listings. But anyway, prospecting. It says, get your excitement back. Well, let me say this to the people that this now is to the people that I train. It says, get your excitement back. How can you not be excited if you have the opportunity to make $10,000 to $20,000 a day? How can you not be excited if you know you can pick that phone up and you can call somebody and possibly I give you the opportunity each morning. Look at me. I give you the opportunity to call 20, 30, 40 people. You know, I was talking about this weekend, what's a master prospect? Somebody makes $50 a day. Why wouldn't you want to be a master prospector? Why wouldn't you want to have $500,000 a year come in? All you have to do is get one great appointment, go out there and get one good listing for $500,000 times 6%, $30,000. Half of that's $15,000. See, 10 houses is $150,000. 20 houses is $300,000. You're trying to do all this other stuff instead of just focusing on right here, what's in front of us. You know, I said, and I'll be saying it in a week or two, but somebody said last week, they heard me say that if you're excited when you go out if you're excited when you get to the house, you're excited about the market, you're excited about their house, and you're excited about helping them get it sold, that would cover a lot of sins. Truly, it would cover a lot of sins. You see anything on prospecting that? You don't have to hand out with it?
Knowing what you're going to say.
I already said that. Knowing what you're going to say. I think that surprised a lot of people last Thursday. But I've never gotten on a call when I didn't know what I was going to say. And that's why I had everybody on 8x11.5 sheets of paper, because I could look there and I knew what I was going to say about, I've sold a house in that neighborhood. Oh, I love this neighborhood. I love the way your house is. I knew what I was going to say. I've sold a house in this, I've sold 10 houses in this subdivision. When can I go out and take a look at yours? This is why you have everybody on a sheet of paper that you can look at and hold up, and instead of on some dang computer screen with one line about the address of the house. You know, if we did it Andrew's way, it would be so much simpler. And to have every person on an 8x11 white sheet of paper that you can just call them and then flip over to the next one, call them and then flip over to the next one and do the flip and turn. You know, Sherry Puffer was at the program this past Thursday, the first coaching person I ever had. And she was making $90,000 a year. And her last 2 years working with me, 2 years in a row, she made over $1,250,000. And she and Jim hugged my neck while they were there and said, Andrew, because of you, we have a 6-figure income in retirement. Retired. 6 figures. You know how many of you could have it? All of you. All of you. It doesn't take long. It just takes a little while to build wealth if you come in and do the right things and quit doing all the other crap. Come in and get better. You know, this weekend I was talking about, last week I was talking about, become a master prospect, become a master listing presenter, become a master negotiator, and you can rule the world. That's all real estate is. And if somebody's on this call, don't be afraid to call someone. Fear not. Don't have fear. If you got somebody and you're uncomfortable, then throw them away or let somebody else go see them. But not everybody is mean and hateful. They're just mean and hateful when people call and they're rude and obnoxious. You know how many people that was maybe rude to me, but when it was over, they would let me hold them, like my grandson. My grandson wouldn't come to me, but he was jumping in my arms when I got ready to leave. And he didn't want me to give him to his mother. Because, see, I'm engaging to people. Could you write down right now, I want to engage more people each day? And do you know that you can engage people in your neighborhood? You can engage people in your church. You can engage people that you associate. Quit looking at your phone and start looking at people. Quit texting people and start talking to the people in front of you. You know, it's if you would get away from what everybody else does and just do some simple things like speaking to people and going to see people and asking people. You know, I was in a restaurant a couple of weeks ago and I heard somebody mention real estate, and I turned my chair around and said, "Did I hear y'all talking about real estate?" And from that conversation of about 3 minutes, that lady showed up at my seminar last Thursday morning. And all I did was said, "Well, I'm a motivational speaker. You ought to come to my program." And she called on Friday and wants me to do some type of business with. I spoke to a total stranger in a restaurant because I was in the moment. Every day is an opportunity. See anything else there? Hope?
Sir,
I said, see anything else there you need?
the scripts and presentation never change.
That's for next week. That's about listing presentations. I was looking for stuff on prospecting. Try not to miss a day. Try to make a few dollars every day. And if you're not calling, for those people who've been in real estate 10, 15, 20 years, call your past customers. Take a day, hire somebody, get all your past customers, their names and the phone numbers, get them in a list, get them in a Rolodex, get them in something, and start calling them. You know, every person that I've been working with now the last 4 or 5 years have past customers that they do business with. I have an agent right now, they've had 40 closings, 30 or 40 closings. 50% are past customers. That means they're making $5 a day to have 20 closings already. $5. But it's because they've been calling them 5 or 6 years, not 5 or 6 times. I enjoy doing these calls. I enjoy getting up in the morning. I enjoy that I can share something with you from my life that will be beneficial to you in your life and your business. And there's nothing in this world like seeing someone's life change. And that's what I would like for you to have, is your life to change. I get up to change people's lives. Yeah, I can help you have a few more sales, but I would like you to be happier and be more wealthy and be able to help others as I've helped so many. So I look forward to talking to you next week. In the meantime, if you need me, don't hesitate to call me, 1-800-948-1633. Again, 1-800-948-1633. You never know when you go to somebody's house. It may be Jimmy Eubanks from the Marshall Tucker Band. It may be Toy Caldwell from the Marshall Tucker Band. You never know until you go. I hope you all have a great day. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.